So the labs tracking web server. The first lab was information gathering using Ghost Eye. Uh, we selected choice one after opening the Ghost Eye for who is lookup, and we did this for certified hacker.com. Okay, it's a command based tool actually, just like what is that? Just like Metasploit and all, show various options. So it's a command based tool. So we selected choice one for whois lookup. So it showed the information such as domain name, registry domain ID, registrar, whois server, registrar URL, and updated date. Next, we selected option 2 for DNS lookup. Option 6 for clickjacking test. It showed that clickjacking is possible on this certified hacker.com. Ghost Eye can also be used to find other information such as Nmap port scan, HTTP header grabber, link grabber, and robots.txt scanner to gather information about target web server. So the next lab is perform web server reconnaissance using skipfish. Skipfish. Skipfish, again it's a command based tool. So we gave skipfish minus o, the path where the output should be stored, uh, minus s, capital S, the path where the dictionaries are placed, the path where the dictionary, that is the word list, is placed, and then the IP address. So minus o and s. Minus s is for path of the dictionary. The skipfish performs heavy brute force attack on the web server by using the complete .wl dictionary file, creates a dictionary named test in the root location, and stores the result in index.html inside the location given by minus s option. So so after opening the index.html, it shows various vulnerabilities. So we analyze the SQL query or similar syntax in parameters. This is one of the vulnerabilities we saw, SQL query or similar syntax in parameters. So we analyze this, and when we opened this, there were various options, and one of the option is uh, show traced next to the URL. So we clicked on the show traced to examine the vulnerability in detail. So the next tool is next lab is footprint a web server using HTTP recon tool. On it's a simple GUI based tool. So we enter the website URL of certifiedhacker.com, and we selected the port number of 80. It showed the server information like Apache and server side application ASP.NET in a tab called Get Existing tab. We clicked on the tab called Get Long Request tab, which lists all the GET requests. So within Get Long Request tab, there was a sub tab called Fingerprints Details. So it shows the name of the protocol the website is using and its version. The next lab is footprint a web server using ID serve. So, click the server query tab in the ID serve GUI tool. So there will be various options. In the option 1, we pasted the URL of certifiedhacker.com. After the completion of the query, ID serve displays the result of the entered website. It showed the information like content encoding, which was gzip, content length was 3228, content type was text/html, and the server was Apache. So the next lab is footprint a web server using netcat and telnet. So the command nc-vv moviscope.com. After this, type get/http/1.0 and press enter twice. Netcan will perform the banner grabbing. Netcat will perform the banner grabbing and gather information such as content type, last modified date, accept ranges, e tag, and server information. Same steps was followed using telnet. Telnet also showed the same information as netcat. So next lab, enumerate web server information using nmap scripting engine. Nmap minus sv minus script is equal to http minus enum goodshopping.com. It shows port, state of those ports, services running on that port, versions of the services. The next step is to discover the host name that resolve the targeted domain. So the command is nmap minus script host map minus bfk minus script minus args host path host map minus bfk dot prefix is equal to host map minus www.goodshopping.com and press enter, and then perform http trace. Nmap minus script http dash trace dash d goodshopping.com. Note, the http trace method is designed for diagnostic purpose. If enabled, the web server will respond to the request that use the trace method by echoing in its response the exact request that was received. The next nmap command is nmap minus pat minus script http dash waf dash detect goodshopping.com. This command will scan the host and attempt to determine whether a web server is being monitored by IPS, IDS, or WAF. Next lab is Uniscan web server printing in Parrot security. So type Uniscan minus H to display various options. Uniscan minus U URL minus Q and enter to start scanning for directories. Minus Q which is used to scan the directories in the web server. Uniscan starts performing different tests on the web server and discovering web directories as shown in the screenshot. Uniscan minus U, the URL minus WE. Here minus W and minus E are used together to enable the file check robots.txt and sitemap.xml file. Next command Uniscan minus U, the URL minus D. Minus D is for dynamic testing. So by dynamic testing, we obtain more information like email IDs, source code disclosures, and external hosts. It also displayed PHP info like PHP version, Apache version, server administrator, server root, document root, script file name, OpenSSL library version, etc. Uniscan produces report in a HTML format and we analyze this report. The next lab is crack FTP credentials using a dictionary attack using THC Hydra. The command is Hydra minus capital L, the path of the username, minus capital P, pass of the passwords file, and then the FTP URL.